welcome to ERi-TV English news broadcast. It's exactly 10:30 p.m. Asmara time now, and we're ready for domestic and international news for Monday, the 5th of May. Reporting live from our headquarters in Asmara and inviting you to stay with us is Heaven Johannes, your news anchor for this session. Let's first begin with the major headlines. Vocational training for youth in Masawa. Integrated environmental redressing project in Eritrea Sabzone. Hungary says Ukraine cannot join the EU without its approval. And Iran and Saudi Arabia stress strong support for Syria's territorial integrity. In our domestic news, the Vocational Training Center of the National Confederation of Eritrean Workers in Masawa has provided training to 162 youth, including 42 females. The training covered various fields such as electronics, electricity, wood and metal works, computer networking, cooling and heating systems, as well as computer technology. Engineer Akhlilu Asmeron, Vice Director of the Training Center, stated that the trainees of the 9th round came from all regions of the country and expressed appreciation to all partners who supported the training process. Highlighting the importance of vocational training in sustainable development, Mr. Tesfai Siyum, Head of Technical and Vocational Training at the Ministry of Education, called on the graduates to apply the knowledge they gained in their workplaces and contribute meaningfully to daily operations. A representative of the trainees noted that the program fostered unity and knowledge sharing among participants and praised the dedication of the trainers. Meanwhile, Ms. Asmeret Abraha, Governor of the Northern Red Sea region, emphasized the crucial role of vocational training in advancing economic development. She stated that the current demands require greater effort and commitment and affirmed the regional administration's support in this endeavor. At the event, certificates of recognition were awarded to trainees, while outstanding performers received special awards. Since its inception, the Masawa Vocational Training Center has provided training to 1,467 workers, including 480 females. In another news, the Integrated Environmental Redressing Project, launched in 2021 in the Eritrea Sabzone, is making significant contribution to water and soil conservation as well as wildlife preservation. During a visit to the area, Governor of the Southern Region, Mr. Habtab Tesfatyan, was briefed by Mr. Mikhail Johannes, the project coordinator, who reported that the project spans approximately 4,000 hectares. Over 45,000 indigenous trees have been planted and are reported to be in good condition. Mr. Mikhail also noted that similar projects in the Maymune and the Amhara subzones serve as strong examples of effective conservation efforts that could be emulated elsewhere. Following the visit, Mr. Habtab Tesfatyan, Governor of the region, held a meeting with experts and local residents to discuss future plans and address ongoing challenges. Participants, on their hand, expressed their personal witness of the positive impact of the project on soil enrichment and wildlife restoration and affirmed their commitment to ensuring its sustainability. In another news, a training program on the production of organic fertilizers and pesticides was held in Masawa from 27 April to 3 May for members of the National Service Training Center. The theoretical and practical sessions were organized by the Ministry of Agriculture under the theme, Our West is Our Resource. Mr. Derma Sultan, one of the trainers, said that the training focused on the production of solid and liquid fertilizers, natural pesticides and livestock treatment methods, while also addressing the impacts of chemical pesticides. He noted that this training would greatly enhance soil fertility and agricultural productivity. Lieutenant Colonel Andebrhan Tedros, chairman of the committee overseeing the program, stressed the importance of utilizing locally available materials for producing organic fertilizers and pesticides. Trainees in turn called for similar training programs to be extended nationwide for greater control over the use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides and for the provision of organic alternatives to farmers at fair prices. This wraps up our domestic news for this session, dear viewers. Do stay tuned, for we shall be back with the international ones after the short break. Welcome back. Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban and Ukraine's Vladimir Zelensky have clashed over Kyiv's prospects of joining the European Union. Prime Minister Orban reminded the Ukrainian leader that Kyiv has no chance of becoming part of the bloc without his country's approval. The war forward started on Friday when Orban warned that Ukraine's EU membership would bankrupt the Hungarian economy, describing Kyiv's potential accession as a collective economic trap. The Hungarian leader also criticized the EU's goal of admitting Ukraine by 2030, a target recently restated by European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen. All EU member states must unanimously approve any new country joining the bloc. Hungary has repeatedly cited widespread graft and minority rights as reasons to oppose Ukraine's fast-track membership. Ukraine, which has designated EU membership as a national priority, formally applied to join the bloc in February 2022, just days after the escalation of hostilities with Russia. Despite support from some EU members, the timeline for Ukraine's membership remains uncertain. Brussels has cited the need for Kyiv to undertake significant legal, political and economic reforms. In our final report, Iranian and Saudi officials have jointly affirmed their commitment to Syria's sovereignty and territorial integrity and condemned the Israeli military aggression against the nation as destabilizing and unlawful. The remarks were made during a Sunday meeting in Riyadh between Mohammad Reza Sheibani, Iran's special envoy for Syria, and Saud al-Sati, Saudi Arabia's deputy foreign minister for political affairs, as they addressed the evolving situation in Syria and the broader implications of Israeli airstrikes in the region. Sheibani restated Iran's steadfast support for Syria's unity and sovereignty, denouncing the Israeli regime's attacks as destructive and destabilizing. He emphasized that such actions undermined regional stability and violated the international norms. For his part, al-Sati specified the sentiments, affirming Saudi Arabia's consistent stance in supporting Syria's territorial integrity, peace and stability. He condemned the regime's attacks on the Syrian territory, highlighting the need for adherence to the international law and respect for national sovereignty worldwide. Both sides agreed on the importance of continued consultations regarding regional developments, emphasizing the need for collaborative efforts to address ongoing challenges. Meanwhile, on Sunday, UN Special Envoy for Syria, Geir Pedersen, condemned the Israelis' escalating violations of Syria's sovereignty, calling for an immediate cessation of the airstrikes and urging respect for the international law and Syria's territorial integrity. The Israeli regime began to markedly step up its acts of deadly aggression against Syria late last month amid a wholesale attempt by the Hayat Tahrir al-Sham group to take over the Arab country. With this, we conclude our news for this session. Dear viewers, time for a quick recap of the major headlines. Vocational training for youth in Masawa. Integrated environmental redressing project in Mhaili Sabzone. Hungary says Ukraine cannot join the EU without its approval. And Iran and Saudi Arabia stress strong support for Syria's territorial integrity. This was the World on Monday with ERi-TV English News broadcast. Dear viewers, thank you for joining and have a good week.